What's up, guys? So for today's devblog, we're gonna do an overview of the new area. This is the second to last new area that needed to be blocked out, but it's a pretty big chunk, and also comes with an airport expansion. So we're gonna ignore the smoke over there. So for starters, this is Station 1. It has been moved closer to the Station 4 area and has been given a road with direct access to the city. This whole area is based off of Highland Park, Detroit area. Obviously not one to one or anything, just influenced by like my other areas. Everything's pretty much run down and abandoned throughout here. There'll be a lot of vacant structures and a lot of big fires. To get started, we'll go over the firehouse. So this firehouse isn't finished yet. It's almost not furnished at all. But you have your engine bay, and these would be living quarters. Have a bunk room and kitchen and stuff. I designed the firehouse to be a pull through. There's direct access multiple ways to the back. There's a small alleyway here you can drive through. It's a little tight. As well as another way if you're coming from the main road. Secondary alleyway. So I haven't really added any enterable buildings yet. By the time this update comes out, there will be some. And a few emergencies spread throughout the area. So we'll go into drone view and kind of do an overview. So this emergency isn't set up yet. This is just kind of like proof of concept. What's going to be different about some of the fires in this area, and eventually I'll be putting fires like this in other areas as well. You are able to do an interior firefighting, there'll be floors and stuff. However, as conditions deteriorate, floors can collapse. Eventually, to you pretty much just have the skeleton of a building. This can be like a master stream and tower operation at this point. However, you are able to stop it from getting to that. Um, there'll be some house fires. Some are close together, so you could have multiple fires at once, multiple house fires. Of course, it gets dark now. The whole area is pretty much reminiscent of the old industrial area I used to have about maybe like 2 years ago on the map. It's a little bit less square per se than before, and I have a building that's partly in water, as the whole area has pretty much decayed. You have abandoned strip malls, shopping centers, and stuff like that. Some abandoned houses, and there will be some occupied houses in it too. And just because it's abandoned doesn't mean there's nobody in there. So potentially you could still have victims. You have an old hotel here that I'll be having some fires in. And the big thing with these vacant buildings that I'm going to introduce is more holes in floors and stuff, and kind of like structural integrity type of deals that you probably wouldn't see in the more maintained buildings. I'm going to reset the map just so we have daylight again, and then I'll go over the new airport area. All right, I'm back. Quick overview again in the daylight of the new area, as it was a little hard to see. A lot of details don't load in yet because since I'm in drone cam, it doesn't really register the. Oh, there we go. It does. Cool. As you see, some of the stuff kind of start loading. But yeah, this is a new area. There'll be some emergencies here. Once all the areas are finished, I'll be going back through with more optimizations, emergencies in all the areas and stuff like that. There's a lot of optimizations that need to be done. So as for the airport, it's kind of like in the blocking out phase. So this isn't the final layout. This is kind of just where it sits now. But as you can see, it's probably roughly 3 times as big. I'll probably be adding some more buildings to it around, stuff like that. I don't really have an ETA for the update other than within the next week or so. I did have COVID about 3 weeks ago, and it sent me back a couple weeks with everything. So, but I'm back into development. Sales has still been stellar. Um, I'm gonna try to get sewers in and the rope rescue as promised, and then I'll be working on EMS and stuff. There's a lot of bug fixes and once again optimizations coming to the whole game. You can expect all those to come out at the same time. With all the new stuff, I'm gonna keep adding smaller side content and stuff to do when not on calls. I haven't really decided everything that I'm adding yet, but that'll be coming. Traffic with Bacon is almost done. I know I've been saying that for a while, but we keep getting closer and closer to it being finished. It's a pretty large scale system that he designed, so hopefully I can show that off in the coming weeks. Um, I'll be adding the rear mat tower in within the next 2 months or so, but everything's gone smooth, and hopefully you guys can experience this new area within the next week. All right, thank you. If you guys have any questions, leave them below. Modding support is also still coming. I just haven't had time to work on it. Um, but hopefully within the next few months I can get that finished. So, and then I'm going to be focusing on AI. Once again, because I had COVID, it pretty much set things back by like almost an entire month. So, however, we're getting back on track, and I'll keep continuing to release updates and making the game better. So, thank you guys, and once again, any questions or suggestions, leave them below. Thank you.